Okay, what we should be doing today, guys, if you haven't started already, is you should be working on your laser cutting. Okay, so what you're going to be doing is you're going to basically be making your bag tag design on 2D design. So, first thing you need to do, you're going to the start menu, all programs. Scroll down to technology applications, click on text soft design tools, and you want the bottom one, not the tutorial. And we're going to be working on 2D design tools. Alright. What we're going to have to do is wait for this to open up. That was quick. The next thing we're going to be doing, okay, what you should have got, or you should have decided on, is you should have a piece of wood. This is going to be outside of the mould, where the mould's going to go on the outside. And what you need to do, as you can see from this picture, is I've measured how big my mould's going to be, and I know that's going to be a 9 by 9 square. Okay, I'm going to need this. So the first thing I'm going to do in 2D design is I'm going to select my shape box square. And somewhere on the page, oh, the other little trip, I'm going to click off the grid lock and the step lock. This just means I can do anything on the page. The grid lock's on, it means everything will stick to one of these squares. Okay? So once I've got my square, I'm just going to draw a square on here. Okay? What I'm now going to do is I'm going to make sure it's the right size. Okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, I'm going to click on this one. If you're not sure which one, it's one that's dimension lines. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to select my box from here to here. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on there by clicking that bottom left hand button. It just means it's going to be a bit more accurate. Now I'm going to click my dimension lines, and I'm going to click from there to there. Now I'm going to make sure this line here is straight and hasn't got any kinks in it. Okay, that's about there. Okay, now I'm just going to put the size up here. I'm going to do the exact same thing again for top to bottom. Now this is measured in millimeters, so that's 112 millimeters or 11.2 centimeters. So we know it's too big. And what I'm going to do is do the exact same thing with here, down to the line. Now we have to be accurate with this. Now what I'm going to do is 2D design is a bit weird. It doesn't have the greatest kind of user function. Let me just move this out of the way for you. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to group all this together like you might do in Word. So I'm going to click the select tool. I'm going to select the entire lot, and I'm going to either go up to the edit and press group, or I can press Ctrl G. Now that's all grouped together. So now when I move these in to try and get them to 90, which will be 9 centimeters, okay, because 90 millimeters is 9 centimeters, I'm going to try and get as close to 90 as possible both ways. Okay, that's close enough for me because that's 9.5 centimeters. I can get it a little bit closer, and you can spend a bit of time getting it close, but I'm saying that's roughly about the right size. Same with that one. Now once you've got that, we can now ungroup it. So if we select it all and go edit, I can now go to ungroup, and now I can click individual things at once. I now have my box to work in. Okay, and it's now definitely the same size of the mold I'm going to be using. Okay, next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to add a little V in the top. So I'm going to use my line tools to draw them. Okay, and my line tool, just like the card model you've made, I'm going to make my V here and another V here. I can move them around later. So that's where my pewter is going to pour in. Okay? Right, I've said okay loads now, I'm not going to say any more. So, what we're going to do is put our design in. What I'm going to do and put my design in is I can either draw it using these tools, which would take you quite a long time unless yours is a simple design, or I can get an image off the internet. So if I go onto the internet, go into a new tab, and I look for, say, I don't know, a cartoon mouse. I don't know what you're making. Or in fact, a logo would be easier. So I could make a, I don't know, a cartoon Nike, oh, a Nike tick. That would work. Tick, like so. Now hopefully if the internet's not too slow, that should pop up. any second now. And once we click on images, we'll end up with your Nike tick. So if I just want a simple one, I could just take this one here. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to copy this image. I'm going to go back to 2D design. If I press Ctrl V or paste, my Nike tick's there. Now what it is that's too big. So if I go to all the media, I can make this nice and small. I can also move it around. If I go to all, there we go. I can then make it nice and small, and I can drag this into here, and I can resize it. Okay, now what I'm going to want is the V to end up on top of that. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is, at the moment this is a bitmap, and you should remember from doing the work on your graphics what the difference between a bitmap and a vector. I'm going to turn this Nike tick into a vector image so it will work on the laser cutter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to bitmaps, I'm going to go to vectorized bitmap, and I'm going to select my bitmap picture. Okay, I'm now going to click OK, and all it's done is it's turned it into a vector bitmap. Okay, now what I'm going to do, and this is the easiest way to do it, is on the laser cutter, red cuts out and black engraves. And what we want on here is to cut out this bit of plastic, that Nike shape. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move this up so it's right on my V's. I can change from V's in a second. And a simple way to do it is, if I get my path tool, I can then click all the way around my Nike tool, my Nike tick. Okay, to get the shape I want. Whoops. The thing with this, the more clicks you do, I don't know if you can hear the clicks through the microphone, the straighter your line will go. The less clicks you do, you'll have that horrible kind of bowing curve that I had before. Once you're done, double click. I then select my image, I can delete it. There's a very quick one, I've rushed this. I can then select all these, I can move them around, like so. If I want to get rid of that line in the middle, if I don't want that cutting out, I can always use my rubber tool. Okay. And then I can come in, that's 3D effects. My rubber tool is where? My rubber tool's around here, I'll find it in a second. Where are you? But I can actually delete or clip the path. Hang on. Where have you gone? Anyway, I'll find that in a little second. But you can clip the path, and that would be the shape of your laser cut. Okay? Now, if that's all you want to do and you don't want to engrave, go forward with that. And all you need to do next, to finish it off, is we're going to select these lines, because we need to tell it to cut out. And as I said earlier, black is engraved. Now all I've done there is press shift while I'm selecting them to select them all. If I select on line color and go to red, I've now finished it. Okay, I can get rid of that little line later. And that would be where the pewter would pour in and the cutout on the laser cutter. That's a very simple design and very quickly done. But if that's what you're interested in doing, that's what you got to do now. Okay, so good luck with that, and on you go.